Let's bring in our guest for today, the spokesman and the legal counsel of former Speaker Martin Romualdez, Attorney Ade Fajardo. Welcome to Storycon, Attorney Fajardo, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Attorney.
Good afternoon po. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat.
Oy, si Attorney nasa SM.
Kasama niyo ba si
Hypermarket.
Kwan dyan? Si Congresswoman Luistro?
Tumigil lang po tayo sa traffic nga. Hindi tayo umabot sa steady na lugar.
Okay, good luck po sa inyo, Attorney.
Kala ko, katulad nyo na si Congressman Luistro eh.
Hindi naman po.
Attorney,
Idol
of course.
natin yan.
Attorney, of course, you have heard na si Orly Gutesa has recanted or has withdrawn his earlier statement.
Nag-recant na?
And as if I recall correctly, ang sabi po ninyo, sabi ng panig ninyo, this undermines the case against your client, si Speaker Martin Romualdez. On the other hand, you still, the Ombudsman says they still have 28 or 27 witnesses
28.
ready to testify against your client. What do you say to that po?
Well, we have not seen the testimonies or the affidavits of those 28 or so people mentioned by the Ombudsman. In fact, first time po namin narinig yun, the same day that we announced the filing of a supplemental counter affidavit, which among others would point out na nagbaligtara na nga itong mga ilan sa mga Marines na lumabas sa Club Filipino at si Orly Gutesa mismo. At we also submitted 25 additional affidavits from new witnesses who are from the same camp, the same group as these Marines, who are or who used to be in the employ of former Congressman Zaldico.
Di ba required, Attorney, na ibigyan kayo ng affidavit ng 28 alleged witnesses labang kay Speaker Martin Romualdez?
Tama po yan. The rules require na kailangan mabigyan kami ng kopya kasi nga kung yan ay kasama sa preliminary investigation, ay dapat may pagkakataon po kami to respond appropriately, pag-aralan at point out kung ano ang mga defects nito mga statements na ito.
At what point na dapat kayo bigyan yan? At one point itong prosesong ito?
Ayun nga po, normally, pagka nagsisimula ng reklamo, dapat doon na po sa mismong reklamo, sa complaint affidavit, In this case kasi, ang Office of the Ombudsman, within itself, meron silang tinatawag na special panel of investigators, that initiated this complaint. They had an original complaint and then they had a supplemental complaint affidavit, Ideally, in the interest of due process, dapat na doon na ito lahat at para hindi naman kami bigla at para may pagkakataon na sagutin si former Speaker Martin Romualdez ang mga sinasaad nito mga testigo na ito or mga ebidensya na ito. Pero as it turned out, despite the fact na halos isang taon na yung investigasyon, ngayon pa lang lumalabas itong so-called additional witnesses na hindi pa namin nakikita kung totoo man na mayroong mga ganito.
Pero Attorney, there are insinuations that Speaker Romualdez may have pressured or influenced the retraction or withdrawal of Orly Gutesa. What do you say to that po?
Ay wala po kaming kinalalaman po dyan. The camp of Martin Romualdez is denying that vehemently. We were as surprised as everybody else na nagkaroon ng ganyang recantation. Pleasantly surprised kasi nga si Gutesa mismo ang nagbanggit doon sa kanyang recanting affidavit na siya ay ginawang parang pangtulay sa nawawalang ebidensya. Ang tawag nga doon daw ng mga nagsabi sa kanya na mag-perjure ng kanyang affidavit ay siya ang missing link between Zaldico and Martin Romualdez. So, ibig sabihin po, sentro sa kaso ng Special Panel of Investigators itong so-called original affidavit ni Orly Gutesa na as of now po is ay wala na po kasi binawi na.
Yung mga
Pero
natitira...
Attorney, you've never met Orly Gutesa. Yung kampo niyo po, wala pong any contact at all with him?
Wala po. Ako personally, I've never met the man. He himself has said, hindi naman niya nakilala si Congressman Romualdez. Wala akong alam sa grupo namin na nakipag-usap sa kanya. So, hindi po totoo na yan ay pakana ng kampo ni Speaker Romualdez.
Attorney, I'll bring in na rin si Regina Lay, our co-host, who is here right now with us in the studio. Reg, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Sorry I was late. I was coming from an event, but of course,
Of course,
Ronald has something to say about that.
Of course, before you uttered your apology, you were already forgiven.
No, you were judged first and then now forgiven. That's different.
Wow, very forgiving. I
Some
love it.
people are more generous than others.
Unlike others. But good afternoon, Attorney Fajardo.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Attorney, yung mga natitirang testigo, meron bang documentary, forensic, digital evidence na nakaabot sa inyo? Nakaabot sa defense? Na pinapatunayan yung, or at least sinusuportahan yung kanilang testimony?
Ito po yung 28 na binabanggit ng tanggapan ng Ombudsman.
O hindi lang, yung paano doon sa walong nabanggit ni Ombudsman, 4 lang naman yung nag-recant, di ba? So may 4 pang natira. So yung mga natitira na yan ay meron bang kayong meron bang pinaabot sa inyo na iba pang ebidensya maliban sa kanilang testimony? Halimbawa, documentary, digital, etc. na evidence?
Wala
Forensic.
po no? Oo. Inalungkat namin yung napakakapal na complaint affidavit tsaka yung supplemental complaint affidavit. Matagal na namin sinasabi na puros po kwento Puros po salaysay. Wala pong tinatawag natin object or documentary evidence to support their narration, no? Na simulat sa pool, napakaraming taong sinabing nakatanggap daw ng mali-maletang salapi mula kay Congressman Saldico, no? People from the Executive Department, people from the Senate, and people from the House. Wala po So, yun nga ang sabi namin, paano patutunayan itong transaction supposedly respecting the flood control project na kay Congressman Romualdez, as far as he is concerned, wala pong pinopoint out yung special panel of investigators na particular flood control project o kailan itong project na to, magkano ang naging budget dito, sino ang contractor. Kasi wala pong ganun na alegasyon laban kay former Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Pero attorney, even if Gutesa retracted his earlier statement, in his retraction, he also indicated, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, he also indicated that he has been to Martin Romualdez's address. Kasi, I'll give you a quote. I never had any direct contact with Speaker Romualdez, nor did I even see him at that address, which implies that he has been, if not once, possibly so many times, to that address.
Hindi ko po sigurado kung yun ang necessary implication ng sinabi niya po. Pero we can say for sure na hindi talaga nakilala ni Congressman Martin Romualdez itong si Orly Gutesa and he has never met the guy.
Attorney, of course, kayo yung
Attorney.
beneficiary nitong pag-recant ni Gutesa. Pero, di ba pwede siyang kasuhan dito sa flip-flopping niya?
Yes, pasok po yan sa elemento po ng perjury at ang mga nagkumbinsi sa kanya or shall we say those who persuaded or intimidated him into signing his original affidavit which he read in the Senate is subornation of perjury po or principles by induction ang kanilang maaaring nakamit na krimen po.
Reg or
Hahabulin niyo po ba yon, attorney? Hahabulin niyo ba yon? Pati yung mga former bodyguards ni Saldico na nagsasabi rin na dinalhan daw nga ng mali-maletang pera si Speaker. Are you pursuing perjury cases?
That is an option po, no? At this time kasi nakakonsentrate kami dun sa pagsagot at sa pagbantay sa magiging resolution ni Ombudsman dito sa reklamong plunder, etc. against Congressman Romualdez. And we will most likely discuss that, no? Wala pa kaming desisyon whether to pursue it with the Congressman Romualdez as the complainant.
I don't know if you guys had talked about this earlier, but attorney, I mean, even without the testimony of Orly Gutesa, sinabi na rin ng Ombudsman that they have a strong case and they have at least, was it 24 or 28 other testimonies to support their case. Does that change your approach to this?
Well, I have mentioned that hindi pa namin po nakikita. We have not seen the statements of these 28 so-called new witnesses, no? Of course, we would ask for copies of their affidavits if there are such affidavits in existence. No? But in the meantime, we cannot comment on something we have not seen or read and we have not inspected. No? So we will wait for the for the time that the ombudsman actually furnishes us with copies of those affidavits so that we can study them and respond to them accordingly.
Oh, okay. So you don't actually know who these 28 are yet, because the ombudsman has already said that they can provide material information to this case, and that they are either active or current, or sorry, either active or former service personnel.
We are in the same situation as everybody else. We have not seen any such statements and we don't know who these people are.
Nabanggit yung attorney na may mga 25 security personnel, drivers na kinokontra itong narrative nitong mga 18 Marines before. Meron na ba kayong, nabigay nyo na ba yung affidavit or mga manifestation nitong mga 25 na sinasabi nyo na ito sa media? Wala pa kami nakikita eh.
Yes, sir. In fact, parang yung ibang media outlets yata naka-access na yan. But formally, as representatives of Congressman Romualdez, we submitted copies of those 25 statements plus the affidavit of Guteza before the holiday. I think that was last Thursday.
Could you give us an update on the whole departure order against the former speaker? I understand you are contesting it, correct?
That's right, ma'am. The PHDO, no, that's the preliminary hold departure order because that was issued by the Sandigan Bayan before it could actually receive an actual case or an actual criminal information against Congressman Romualdez. So it is now, yes,
Di ba may
Yes,
freeze
ma'am.
account, may freeze order din ang AMLAC kay Speaker Martin?
yes, they filed it with the Court of
Yeah.
Appeals.
Anong status nun?
We have sought the assistance na po of the Supreme Court on that.
Pero gaano katagal yun, attorney? Just to remind everyone, gaano katagal yung asset freeze? Hindi siya pwedeng indefinite eh.
Oo nga, mga 6 months lang yun eh. So they have to
6
file something actually within the period before
But it
mag-expire.
can be extended, ano? It can be extended mga 3 times ba?
Yeah, I think initially it's only 30 days, if I'm
Yeah,
not
well,
mistaken.
they have to file an actual case po so that ma-initiate yung
okay.
sinatawag nilang parang forfeiture proceedings.
So to be clear, at this point, the whole departure order stays, the PHDO, preliminary whole departure order stays, until such time it's overturned or it expires, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we are waiting for certain rulings so that we can question them also.
When
Ano
will
pong
these
ruling
rulings
yun?
come out? Any idea?
Well, I am not the one handling the HDO, no, but I understand there are pending motions for reconsideration with that on that case.
And your main argument is that there's been no case yet filed before that PHDO was issued.
Yes, because the normal course of events would be that you file a case first, a criminal information before the courts first, before you can actually tell the court that the accused is a flight risk because of the gravity of the offense being levied against him.
Sir, kabilang ako kasi some people get the impression na nagpaparinigan yung magpinsan. I'm referring, of course, to Speaker Romualdez and President Marcos. Of course, in Lungsona, as you know, the President said, without naming names, na hindi siya pangulo ng pamilya at hindi rin siya pangulo ng mga kaibigan. And some people took that to mean or to refer to Speaker Romualdez, of course, without any names. On the other hand, previously there was a video statement released by Speaker Romualdez to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing here, na na hindi ako babagsak mag-isa. Am I getting the context right? Meron bang ganung paramdam ang magkabilang panig?
May scorched earth policy ba?
Hindi
I
po
will
ako.
not be a fall guy.
Yeah, I'm not privy to their conversations kung meron man silang usapang pamilya po, ano. But consistently with what Congressman Romualdez said, siya po ay nakikipagtulungan dito sa investigasyon. He has not left the country. He remains here to face the allegations against him. So, in effect, that is in compliance with the SONA message, or the most recent SONA message of the President.
Okay, sir.
Wala bang basihan yung nabanggit dati ng ombudsman na merong attempt na lumabas ng bansa, si Speaker Martin?
Wala po, wala po. That was, yun pong application niya to travel because of medical treatment. That was coursed po sa leadership ng House of Representatives in due course or legally within the rules of procedure of the House.
Kung sakasakali, saan po niya balak pumunta sana? For
Ang
medical treatment.
Yeah, ang pagkakaalam ko, meron talaga siyang doktor sa heart in Singapore.
Singapore.
Yes.
Hindi sa
Singapore lang po
Paris.
ang balak niyang puntahan.
Hindi ko siya nakokonsulta on that, no. But there was never any intent po to evade the legal process. In fact, siya po ay umattend sa Independent Commission on Infrastructure. Nilahad niya po doon yung kanyang legal position. Kinuwento niya lahat, yung buong proseso ng budget hanggang sa ito ay naging batas na General Appropriations Act.
Yes, sir. Sir, I understand that the defense of your client is built around the idea that there is no direct evidence directly linking the former speaker to the flood control scandal. On the other hand, you have the ombudsman insisting that the former speaker and Zaldico benefited to the amount of 56 billion pesos from flood control projects. How do you respond to that specific allegation na 56 billion? They put a number to that.
Yun po ang sinasabi nating wala pong patunay, walang ugnayan. There's no evidence linking Congressman Romualdez to any of the flood control projects, no. In contrast to the others, no. Wala, in fact, wala pong masite na kung anumang klaseng proyekto yan kung saan minanipula ang bidding, in-award sa isang contractor na hindi man lang pala ginawa ang flood control project and therefore zero accomplishment. Wala pong ganun eh. Walang ni isang engineer ng DPWH who claimed or who is claiming na may ganong pinasukang project at inimpluwensahan ni Congressman Romualdez. In fact, wala pong maituturo na kahit anong klaseng insertion sa budget na itinulak allegedly by Congressman Romualdez. So, nagtataka nga po kami bakit para bang the ombudsman is particularly enthusiastic about his case to the point na parang nanggigigil po sila kay Congressman Romualdez na wala nga pong ganun. Walang ganong particular project in contrast to the allegations against the others.
Why do you think that is so, sir? What do you think is the motive of the ombudsman from your point of view?
Actually, we don't know. No, we are not competent to testify on the state of mind of the office of the ombudsman. But we have actually sought for his inhibition. Pero because we were required to file a counter affidavit under his direction, then we consider it as having been denied.
May
But
tanong na,
at the same time, Attorney Fajardo, though, I mean, the question in a lot of people's minds is, can he really wash his hands off this? Because he was the former Speaker of the House, and maybe some people might have forgotten, but at one point he was a very powerful person, and seen in Congress at least as untouchable because of his connections to Malacanang. And secondly, in relation to what Ed was saying about the ombudsman's claim that this was to the tune of around 56 billion pesos in kickbacks from 2022 to 2025. Part of the allegation as well is that some of that money was funneled maybe not directly to him, but to companies that he is associated with, he being former Speaker Romualdez.
We have addressed that squarely po, no, in our counter affidavit and supplemental counter affidavit before the office of the ombudsman po. Aside from bare allegations po, there's no evidence actually linking him or his or linking any investment or showing any investment in those alleged dummy corporations. Na wala pong ganong pinapakita yung special panel of investigators, and we have addressed that, no, specifically and point by point in the counter affidavit. Napakarami lang po kasing aligasyon na sa aming palagay wala talagang basihan, no? And that is precisely the problem about all these allegations. No? We proceed from the supposition that he had something to do about it merely because of his high-ranking position. No? But if we study the budget, everybody signed it, no? Including the executive department. So if we're saying that Congressman Romualdez is guilty, then everybody else is guilty because that was a law. That was the General Appropriations Act. But if you have to point out a particular or specific project, then show us what it is. No? Ano yung project na pinakaialaman or in-insert ni Congressman Romualdez and say na ito nga ay isusulat mo sa isang criminal information. Ang isang criminal information po sa korte, kailangan po specific ka dyan. Anong petsa nangyari, saan nangyari, anong role or participation ng akusado. Kung hindi niyo po maisulat iyan, ay hindi po talaga uusad yung kaso. And we have been saying all along because of that great paucity in the evidence that this must be dismissed by the Ombudsman.
Attorney, nabanggit na ito ni Ed kanina, pero persistent kasi yung mga balita na mayroong pressure or inducement dito sa mga nag-recant ng kanilang mga testimony, no? Including Gutesa. Meron na ba nakaabot sa inyo na anything formal, an affidavit or anything na binubutres itong ganitong klaseng claims na sila ay nabigyan ng inducement or pressure?
Wala po no, except for that one by Gutesa, and of course the others, no, yung mga some of those new affidavits, yung 25 na sinabi namin sa Office of the Ombudsman, they claim in their affidavits, no, that they were being persuaded by yung mga dati nilang kasamahan, no, na sumama or umanib sa kanilang tinatawag na the Brave 18, no, with some financial inducements po. But from our end, wala po kaming ganyang ginagawa.
Attorney, sandali na lang, election fever na, no?
Apa.
Baka may alam kayo kung anong balak ni Congressman Romualdez for 2028 kasi at some point earlier, no, kailan lang he was being groomed ang pagkaalam namin as the successor of President Marcos. Ngayon, ano po yung balak niya? May alam po ba kayo for 2028?
Pasensya na po. Aside from the legal concerns, makang hindi kami umaabot po sa kanyang political plans.
Baka sakali lang, Attorney. Pero, Attorney, I also get what you mean when you say na it is a law that was, of course, passed by two chambers of Congress and signed by the President.
That's right.
That's a given. But on the other hand, do you concede that the Speaker, of course, has an outsized amount of influence in the budget process, especially considering that, number one, of course, he's the Speaker. Number two, he's the cousin of the President.
Yun po ay in-explain, no, ni Congressman Romualdez before the Independent Commission on Infrastructure. Hindi po siya kasali doon sa isa-isa sa mga items sa budget. In fact, he recused himself from the deliberations of the House Appropriations Committee. He did not join the small group of that committee. He did not join the bicameral conference. He did not join the small group or the technical working group between the two houses of Congress, no, which is to say yung approach chair tsaka yung finance committee chair ng Senate. Wala po siya doon lahat Kaya nga po kung yun ang magiging basic theory of the prosecution, then mahirap po yan kasi talagang wala po siyang actual participation in any of those steps, no, leading towards the passage of the 2025 GAA.
Well, yes, sir, that is
Pero,
true. But at
Attorney-
the same time, a test of influence is also the fact that you don't have to show your face in
Yeah.
person. Diba? I mean, looking at both sides, diba? That's also a
Mahirap
test
po
of influence.
Hindi po. I'm sorry, but with due respect, speculation po or assumptions cannot take the place of evidence po in court.
Hindi,
I mean,
hindi,
sorry.
pero attorney kasi being the speaker, syempre iniisip ng mga tao, ikaw yung may control dyan sa chamber mo And being the cousin of the president, and being sana heir apparent siya, no? In fact, when people speak of the big fish dito sa skandalong nangyayari, nag-unfold pa ngayon, siya yung iniisip ng mga tao Ano po yung sagot nyo dyan sa mga ganyang perception?
That is unfortunate po, no? Si Speaker Romualdez po, even though he was Speaker, was of course just one among the equals, no? An equal among all those congressmen, no? his control is limited, no, to administrative matters. No, it's not even control, no, because they always decide as a plenary. In fact, they voted Saldico into office. It was not his vote that got him there. No, it was actually the party list coalition that brought Saldico to the APRO. No, so lahat po yan, that's a speculation, that's conjecture, and unless the special panel of investigators has something that can actually point to his particular or specific participation in a flood control project, then we will readily respond po.
May pahabol?
And then,
Yung marami ho kasi nagsampa ng kaso kay Attorney Baligod. Kasama ba kayo sa nagsampa ng kaso laban kay Attorney Baligod?
Hindi po, no. Si Congressman Romualdez has not filed a single case against any of the cargadores or the Maleta boys po as of this time.
Si Kwan kasi si Attorney Baligod hindi nagkarga eh. Iba yung kanyang dala-dala.
Opo.
Attorney Fajardo, last question from me. I mean, of course, the Navotas Congressman Toby Tiangco has become one of the most vocal critics of former Speaker Romualdez. And in fact, we were one of the first people that he told about that alleged meeting between BBM, President Marcos, and former Speaker Romualdez and former Congressman Zaldi Co, wherein allegedly pinagalitan daw ni President Marcos silang dalawa, saying, how many houses do you need? How much more do you need? And so on and so forth. I'm sure you've seen that interview. I wonder if you could just give a reaction on behalf of your client here.
Well, I've seen the allegations in the complaint affidavit po, no, but that's not part po of the body of evidence that the special panel is presenting. I have not asked about it because, of course, it is not part of what is being laid out before the ombudsman po. So I'm sorry, hindi ko po pwedeng. I mean, I'm not in a position to respond.
So hindi niyo rin kinakasuhan si Congressman Toby Tiangco?
Wala po eh. Napakabait nga ng aming kliyente. At this time, wala pa siyang kinakasuhan tungkol dito.
Okay. All right.
Attorney, pahabol lang. Are you aware of merong article yung isang grupo ng mga former Wall Street Journal reporters accusing the speaker and in fact kasama si President Marcos of an elaborate international money laundering scheme. Are you aware of that? Saka meron bang kahit anong legal related issue na dinala sa inyo related to that story?
Wala po. Hindi pa ako. It's the first time I'm hearing that po today.
Okay.
Okay? Any more?
Last, paano yung isang nagdiin kay Speaker Martin ay si Saldico last year, no? Yung kanyang testimony sa Blue Ribbon Committee meeting. Meron bang sumulpot na anything formal dun sa kanyang testimony? Or was that an oral testimony? Wala na siyang affidavit na ginawa?
Ang alam ko po, hindi yun testimony, no? It was, I think, a
Video
Facebook
message.
Live or as a video message, no? And after that, he has not appeared to answer to the charges against him. So wala pong anything formal. Ito nga yung isa naming pinapoint out sa ombudsman na unless there's an actual affidavit from Zaldico, we are wondering why those statements informally given, no, through social media networks should even be entertained by the ombudsman.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Thanks so much for talking to us at length. Attorney Adi Fajardo, spokesperson and counsel to former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Salamat, sir.
Thank you, Attorney.
Salamat, Attorney.
Thank you,
Salamat po sa
Attorney.
pagkakataon. Good afternoon.